What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Visual Verse. It is your host, Ayane Joseph, and today I'm absolutely excited to talk about Percy Jackson. Now, this is a show about Greek mythology. It is based off of the original book series done by Rick Riordan, and oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. This is one of the first book series that I've ever read, and I know there were 2 movies that came out earlier. If you've ever seen those or you've heard about those were terrible. No, we're talking about the new Disney Plus show that just released earlier this year, and honestly, it was very, very good. It wasn't perfect, I'll be honest, but it had some excellent qualities that I really loved, and I absolutely can't wait for them to make the remaining books, which they plan to do. So folks, we are in here for the long haul, and it will be beautiful. First off, if you don't know Greek mythology, basically there's 12 gods that rule over the world, and they kind of control everything. They have children of mortal humans, and they get demigods. So this series revolves around these demigods that have these magical powers of their divine parents. And it's just such a cool fantasy world that I've absolutely loved to be in. As I said, I'm an absolute connoisseur of the Rick Riordan books, and they've brought me so much joy and fascination really just diving into this fantastical world. You should always read the book before you watch the movie/TV show, and I think that definitely applies here. Although the TV show is a lot better than the previous movies, there definitely are some qualities that hold it back from being excellent or perfect, such as the main characters are child actors. They're supposed to be set around 13 to 14 years old. I think the actors are roughly around those age. And it's just that, whenever you have younger actors, there's always going to be some level of inexperience that they're dealing with. And I feel like they just need to get more comfortable in their roles and more confident in themselves, which will definitely come with time. This first season covers the first book that Rick Riordan did. There's 5 in this series. And so, was it done well? Absolutely. I mean, my biggest part that I was happy about is each character was casted pretty much to the relative age. In the movie, the characters were played by 20-year-olds, so it's 20-year-olds playing 13 and 14-year-olds, which just wasn't believable. But my biggest thing is that Disney really went all in for this show. Each episode had about $17 million for budget, so that means they really just went all out. I mean, the After Effects/visual effects were really, really good. The CGI was actually believable, and they went to these locations and very much so tried their best to make it as accurate to the book. I mean, it's always really, really hard when you're in this fantastical world that's not exactly as our world, so you have to go that extra step to kind of trick the viewers and make them really believe that we're not on the planet Earth. And yet, I feel like they accomplished this well when we saw these realms such as Mount Olympus or Hades' lair, which is the underworld. I was so happy watching it. I watched it with my sister, and we had an absolutely fantastic time. One thing that's really cool about this TV show that I haven't seen done before is they kind of go chapter by chapter, and the way they do this is they show some footage, so it's about 5 or 7 minutes, and then after that chapter ends, it fades to black, and then the new chapter opens from that black screen. And the best thing possible is that Rick Riordan was, I think, one of the producers on the show, so he was heavily consulted. He had a big job in selecting the characters, and he had a lot of responsibility in that regard, which is good because the original content literally came from his brain, so it's only right that we have him acting on the show. A contrast to this is the Avatar live action show that just released on Netflix earlier this year. That actually separated from the original directors of the animated show. So that kind of just tells you how important it is to have those original creators and directors. It's one thing that I love about the Percy Jackson fandom. It's so large and it's so great. He has a lot of support from people all around the world of all different ages, and that's what makes it so beautiful. I really encourage you to check out this show. I honestly love it, and I'm looking forward to the next season. I think it will only get better and better with time. If you've never heard of Percy Jackson or never read it, I encourage you to read the book as well. I honestly think, as I said, the book is always better than the movie/TV show, and that is no different in this case. Anyways, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, I will see you next time.